Hello, welcome to this week's video. It's another outing with the Manpa triangular cutter on my Proxon. I've had a few comments from people thinking, oh my god, that looks absolutely incredibly dangerous. How have you still got all of your fingers? I guess the answer to that is I haven't put them near the spinning bit in the same way I wouldn't with any other blade or disc that was at the spinny end of the tool. It cuts very sharp, very clean, very crisp. It's a beautiful, beautiful cutter to use, and I've treated myself now to a round one. Just haven't fitted it on yet, so I really can't recommend these highly enough. But of course they are dangerous, as any tool is dangerous, so make sure that you follow all safety instructions and wear proper safety kit with them. I'm going to be turning a little bit of beech, and I'm going to be using one of the new Jo Sonja pearlescent paints, red, probably my all-time favourite colour. And then over the top of that, to define the texture, I suppose, to make it more visible, because if it's all just painted red, the different depths and cuts don't get shown very well. I'm going to be using some rainbow. Oh, disaster! Some rainbow waxes, bronze, and if I can get it out of the back of the lathe, charcoal. Okay, hope you enjoy this video. Time to get on with it. So here we are in voiceover time again. I'm hoping for a delivery today of some wonderful new DJI microphones, little clip-on ones. That will give me better sound recording in the shed with my lovely new respirator on. So you've seen me texture like this before, very lightly held against the wood. You can see the texture is quite fine. Ideally, I should have brought it out a little bit further. And then that's going to give a nice sort of crinkly top to contrast with these smooth sweeping cuts that I'm now putting in. So these are being cut more deeply. You can see them, the definition of them, the crispness of them even coming across, even though the picture perhaps is not as close up as it could be. You'll notice that my left hand is nowhere near the wood. It's on the hand wheel at the back, turning the blank round, and I'm cutting on the side away from me, so the cutter is as far away from me as possible. That's all that in real time. It really did not take very long. I probably could have taken a little bit more care. I did actually go through the rim in 2 or 3 places, which is a little bit irksome. Did need a little bit of sanding off, but not very much with that little line-on brush. And then the putting on of the paint. Now, I was lazy with the paint. I could have used some flow medium in it to make it flow a bit better, but I'd have to go back to the cupboard that's half a pace behind me to get it out of the cupboard and squeeze it in and mix it in. So I persevered. It didn't take a lot of paint to cover this. The wood wasn't sealed. It was straight onto bare wood. I'm actually painting the whole of this piece because in the centre where the bowl had been turned, the wood has actually got a few cracks in. So this is probably, although I do intend to finish it, honest, it's probably for home use only. There you are, a little bit of a gratuitous shot of my Sundstrom respirator in action, and proving that I tidy up occasionally and do put things away. Now, the rainbow waxes, I started off with a glove, but that soon gets abandoned. This is the charcoal one. And just wiping it over the top. I don't want to rub it into the deep texture, but you'll see in the stills how it catches that finer texture that I put on first. Although, like I said, I'd have preferred that finer texture to go all the way to the very edge, because you get a sudden transition from it being smooth on the top and then a little bit of the texture. The charcoal is showing up quite bright, quite white actually, in the lights here. Bronze, just because who wants to use only 2 colours? 3 colours, much better. In the middle, the red, because it's so absorbent of the light almost, I wanted to make that stand out a little bit more and say, look, there is a hollow here. So I tried to do that with a light amount of wax, but it wasn't really working for me. So you can see the glove has been abandoned, and I'm now working some of the bronze rainbow wax into the centre there, creating perhaps a much more defined and obvious hollow. Not sure about the level of the bronze in there. Might like to cut it back a little bit, but decided to keep it as it is. The waxes dry quite quickly. They are water-based, so acrylic-based, I believe, rather than actually having any wax in them. That's part of just the name of them. They provide this sort of wax-like look, and you can see that buffing it up with a little stiff brush there has helped to bring a polish and a shine to it. There's no other finish on here. If I wanted to put a finish on, because it's not wax and is acrylic-based, I could always put a wax over the top. Could also use some spray-on lacquer as well. But for a little few minutes work on a blank that I'd had an experiment that hadn't worked on, I was really pleased with how this one came out. So here it is, not the largest of bowls I've turned, but I really like the look of this one. I'm a little bit annoyed that I just did it so casually that I've gone through the rim in one or two places at the edge. But this is an ideal bit wood really to practice on, an ideal size to practice a technique on, not that expensive. I think I will finish it off. I've got to do a little bit more work on the back, just a little bit of reshaping needed just to finish that off. But no time this weekend for that, because this is the penultimate weekend. And you know what that means. Retirement parties. So I'm off for pizza later today with my department. Looking forward to that. So I'll just nip indoors quickly, finish editing this off, get some still images of this taken as well. And wow, 2 videos in consecutive weekends. That's a first for this year. I'm not promising anything for next weekend though. And on that bombshell, thanks for watching.